Hey guys, it's time for another bump date, and I decided to do this very last with all the filming I am doing today because I knew you guys would understand that I'm gonna be so out of breath in this video. I have been like taking pauses that I'm gonna cut in editing in the other videos to be like, because that is one of the things I'm experiencing hardcore right now is the breathing issue, heavy breathing. The last bump date I did was over 4 weeks ago, and I do apologize. I was going to do it last weekend, but then my Nana passed away and I never got to it, so we got into another week. I actually just turned 25 weeks pregnant today. Usually I do my bump dates every 3 weeks, but this time we're gonna do week 20 to 24. So I'm sure you guys can understand, and I'll get back into my every 3 weeks after this one. So the very first thing obviously is I can't friggin' breathe most of the time. And my due date twin, as I call her, she and I are exactly alike. It's so weird, like we hit the same stuff at the same time. She's always like, are you experiencing this week? I'm like, oh my gosh, yes. So she actually messaged me last night. She was like, I can't breathe. And I'm like, girl, I've been able to breathe right since 16 weeks, but it's definitely getting harder. And I think for me, it was just, one, I'm overweight, but two, also I have asthma. So it's really been, my asthma has really been triggered a lot with the more my lungs kind of get squished into my cavity, like chest cavity, I don't know. That's the way my doctor just said, you know, everything's getting pushed up onto your lungs, and it only gets worse the farther along you get. I actually was in a dressing room probably like last week or the week before last, but I was in Target buying something and looking in the maternity section, and there was a lady that was, bless her heart, she was due any day. You could just tell. And I'm not kidding, guys. I was like, is this my future? I felt so bad for her. She was like, I'm not kidding. She was like, I was just like, oh my gosh. And then I honestly wanted to be like, are you okay in the dressing room? Because then I went in the dressing room and she did too. And she was struggling trying to put clothes on. I felt so bad for her. And I was just like, and I was telling my friend that, I was like, girl, I saw our future today. And I was like, you think we're out of breath now, but a lot of talking or going upstairs and stuff. And I'm just like, oh, my friend Crystal called me the other day and I just climbed the flight of stairs. So I was like, she's like, are you okay? I was like, yeah, fine. I just climbed the stairs. So yeah, that is like a big thing that just progressively gets like, not like worse, but worse. Like I am super out of breath. Another thing I kind of talked about was being done committing to shit. And I talked about that in my daily vlog. I am just like, it's like every time somebody in my life is pregnant or a friend or a family member, I'm super considerate of the fact that like this person is pregnant. They're growing a human. It's got to be hard. So I don't expect them to be at every function. I don't get mad when they miss stuff. And I'm super like, what can I do to help you? I don't know what in the hell. I don't know if it's just because people around me are like, I don't know, she can take care of herself with her cane and like with her fibro, and you know, but I feel like people around me forget I'm pregnant and they expect way too much from me, especially being pregnant and dealing with fibromyalgia. And I've in general, usually, I will do stuff I don't want to do on days I feel awful just because I don't want people to be mad at me. And I'm talking about like with just my fibromyalgia. But with pregnancy, I've been doing the same thing. I was going through hyperemesis, don't know if I'm saying that right, you know, which is a serious medical condition. It's not just regular morning sickness. It is a medical condition. I was going through that, just a lot of stuff in the beginning of my pregnancy that was really rough, bleeding, and people just still expected all this stuff from me. And they would get mad at me. And I've gotten to the point where I just don't give a crap anymore. And if people are mad at me, then bye Felicia, don't need you in my life. I just don't care anymore. So that is like a revelation that came during these past 4 weeks is I don't really care who's mad at me. I don't care if you're family, I don't care if you're a friend. Get over it or get out. That's just the way it is. Another thing that I've kind of talked about a little bit here and there, and I think in probably last week's video, I talked about the first time I peed myself a little bit. I am like, I don't know, I used to think like, I I do a lot of Kegels or whatever, you know, or Kegels, whatever. I do a lot of those. I probably won't pee myself till I'm like almost due, right? I mean, I feel like got it tight, got it right down there. But yeah, I'm peeing myself more. And I just like, I wear pads now because like I always knew, and I don't know, maybe it's just because like I'm an open book kind of person. I'm not shy about things. I want to know things. If people ask me, I tell them. And so I feel like maybe my previous, until recently, pregnant friends just didn't tell me these things, but I know you peed yourself, and I don't go around telling people, hi, I pee myself, but you know, I would have appreciated to know it happened sooner, because I always just thought it was when you're like super pregnant, baby's on your bladder. But you know, sometimes you sneeze, you cough, you pee a little. Lord, laughing, I'm glad I'm wearing a pad most of the time if I start laughing hard. And then sometimes I'm just like, did I just pee a little bit? Especially if Jackson kicks my bladder, which he loves my bladder. It's a trampoline. It's, you know, something to kick, punch, hit. It's just like, but I'm just like, okay, well, we're gonna wear pads because by the end of the day, if not, you kind of smell like a nursing home. And it's just the way it is. So yeah, I've been wearing pads a lot more. It happens a lot more often. I'm not peeing myself like a whole bunch, but you pee a little bit, you know? And I pee a lot. When I do pee, I'm peeing, I have to run to the bathroom so much. I pee constantly. It drives Justin crazy. I do drink a lot of water, more than I probably need to, just because I'm super worried about like making sure I have enough water. But you know, Justin's learned to just don't even look at me crazy. Just because I walked out of the bathroom and said I have to go pee again does not mean you can look at me crazy. And I'm sure it's only gonna get worse the bigger Jackson gets. So peeing is quite a thing. I tend to like, before I go somewhere, I'm like, okay, where's the restroom? Like, you know, getting situated where the restroom is, and is there a restroom there where we're going, and you know, stuff like that. So that's been a big thing. I've talked about almost pooping yourself, like coming on all of a sudden. That's happened like, I don't know, like in the first trimester, like once, maybe twice, almost shit myself in Target. And it's not like I have diarrhea or something, but it's like all of a sudden I have this poop I didn't know I had and I need to do it right now or I'm gonna poop myself. That's the best way I can describe it. And my friend Crystal was saying like, maybe he's just like low on your colon all of a sudden, or like, you know, like he's down there pressing on that area and that's why you all of a sudden have to go to the bathroom. Like, I don't know. And I'm not embarrassed to ask my doctor. I just keep forgetting because I want to know like what in the hell is going on. Because when it happens to me, I'm like, and this is like a little bit of a funny story because y'all know I'm all about TMI, so why not share this? I was driving to my friend Crystal's house one day and it hit me all of a sudden. I was like, one, I don't want to take a dump at someone else's house, just rude. But two, I was like, I wouldn't have a choice even if I wanted to because I'm about to poop myself. So I pull over at a grocery store, an H-E-B is what we have here in Texas, because they usually have really nice bathrooms, at least the ones in our area. Because I don't like pooping in public restrooms, but you gotta do what you gotta do, and H-E-B's is usually nice. So I bolt in there. I mean, I am like turtle head poking out, pinching my ass cheeks together, really thinking I might shit myself, have to call her and cancel and go home in poopy underwear. So TMI. And so I run in there and the whole bathroom is taped off, like under construction, taped off. And I'm like, what? And there's a guy, a worker coming out. I'm like, where's the, you have to have a bathroom. You don't have a bathroom? I'm like freaking out, like staying there like, oh my God. And he's like, oh, it's on the patio. I'm like, what do you mean it's on the patio? He's like, it's on the patio. So I like run back outside. I don't know how I missed this, but have y'all ever seen comfort stations? They're not like porta potties, which they did have a porta potty. I feel bad. They had a handicap porta potty because the comfort station, you like go upstairs and into a trailer. So they're not the nicest things in the world, but they're not porta potties. So they're not awful and they do flush. And so I finally was able to use the bathroom, but I don't know how I missed this giant comfort station trailer sitting outside on the patio. I guess because I was focused about to poop myself. But I finally made it to the comfort station. I was like, when I left, I told Crystal, I was like, girl, she thought it was so funny that when I finally got to a bathroom, I had to run out to a trailer to actually use the bathroom. But yeah, that's like, yeah, that's been happening sometimes. Makes me a little nervous, but it just happens such a random time, and it's not like diarrhea, it's not like I just ate something. So I'll ask my doctor about that, because I really want to know what the hell is going on with my body, you know? So there's that. So changing the subject from something gross to something not gross, Jackson moves so much. He moves so much, and I sometimes worry, like, he's a crazy man. And like even the ultrasound, she's not a tech. She's like a specialist. She's a high risk one, the one that my doctor's always has, and I always get my ultrasounds with her because I'm a high risk. And she's always like, oh Lord Jesus, when she sees me coming. Because Jackson, he is already trouble. Like she tries to get the shots she needs and stuff, and like, you know, pictures of things, and he's just like, he's crazy. And she can't ever get what she needs, and it always takes longer because he's just like, he's all over the place. Like the last profile we got on him is super blurry because he was just like, he's insane. And he moves so much, and it's the coolest thing in the world. At the same time, sometimes it scares the crap out of me, because it's like when he's not super active, it's like you almost, I don't want to say you forget you're pregnant, but you're just like, la da 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 da, and then all of a sudden something kicks you, and it's just like, what was that? Like you just have this moment where you had just adjusted to being like, oh, I don't really feel anything, so I'm just like, you know, in my own world. And like I always thought, because I was overweight, that it would be towards the end when I'd be able to see my belly actually move from the outside, but you can see it, and it sucks because every time it happens, I grab my phone, I'm gonna record it, and then like he stops, and I'm like, really, dude? So I don't know if I need to like eat something sugary and just sit there like this, but I've tried to capture it. It never happens. There's only been 2 times where I've been like, Justin, get over here, and he can see it. He can obviously feel it. He can just put his hand on my belly and leave it there, and he can feel Jackson just like constantly going crazy. Like he doesn't even need to kick for Justin or anyone to feel him. He is just crazy all the time. So there's a lot of movements, and I'm trying to enjoy it as much as I can right now, because I know as he gets bigger, he'll still move a lot, but I know as he gets in like position and stuff, it won't be the same. So I'm trying to, you know, cherish these little moments where he can still, like, he has enough room to just be absolutely insane. We did schedule our 4D ultrasound, so we are getting one, and we're getting a DVD with it. And because it's just like, yeah, I mean, like, I just figured it was easier to get the DVD than to try to like record it, because then Justin and I can just sit there, we can be in the moment, it can be like something special for us. And then we got the DVD, so like all our friends, not our friends, but like our family can see, rather than have a room filled with people, which would make me a little uncomfortable probably. It's next to my dad's house, so him and my stepmom might come. I don't know if they are, but mostly we got the DVD because it's like, it's the same as being there. It's like 30 minutes, the whole thing of like what we see on the monitor. So hopefully that'll be good enough for people, because I really don't want a room full of people, and I want that to be like, you know, an intimate thing. You know, if my dad shows up, that's like 2 extra people in the room, not super crowded, but yeah. So we are doing that, and we're getting the DVD. So I'll share that with you guys probably the day of. It'll be in my daily vlog. So at the beginning of March, we have our hospital tour. Apparently I was supposed to schedule that earlier, and when I figured it was around the time I should be scheduling it, I didn't realize like how many people had already scheduled theirs, and we had to wait. I scheduled it like 2 or 3 months ago, and the earliest appointment we could get was in the very beginning of March. So we're gonna be going on that and asking a lot of questions. They're supposed to have a hospital photographer, and I want to know if the photographer can be in the room when I have the baby, so that Justin doesn't have to worry about taking all these pictures, because I really want, like, you know that like after you have your baby, or even after a C-section, obviously if you have a C-section, you're strapped to the table, you don't get to see all those special moments of them, like, you know, on the warmer, and even if you just had them, like, you're totally like, oh my gosh, and you still don't get to see that stuff. So Justin wanted to just record it, you know, to have that on video, but also so that I could see it, because obviously I can't stand up right after giving birth and be like, you know. So if we can have the photographer in there from the hospital taking the pictures of special stuff like that, and then Justin can just be in the moment and, you know, record it too so that I can see it. So that's one of the biggest questions I have for the hospital. Also, you know, what do they provide, and a whole list of stuff I have to ask. But yeah, so we have that coming up. Health-wise, health pregnancy-wise, I'm doing okay. I've talked about my fibromyalgia getting worse. I did make a fibromyalgia in the first trimester video. I'll be doing a second one and a third one, but I wait till I'm out of those trimesters to do those videos. Same thing for PCOS. But I've talked to Mom about my fibro getting worse, about the appointment I had where we had to talk about my fibro a lot, and that like the kind of pain I'm in, that we have to do something about it because it can affect Jackson. It is affecting my body in a sense that, like, while I'm overweight and they didn't want me to gain more than 15 pounds, I've told you guys I haven't gained anything, which is funny because, like, I'm growing, my clothes don't fit in my stomach and stuff, but it's kind of as Jackson weight gains weight, or, you know, my uterus gets heavy, placenta, all that stuff, it's like I've lost weight, so it balances to no weight gain. But then at my last appointment, I had lost 5 pounds in 3 weeks on top of the usual, like, growth weight loss to balance itself. So kind of worried, they're kind of worried that, like, it could just be like a stress on my body from the pain affecting that stuff, and they don't want it to affect Jackson. So I am having an appointment with a specialist, the special specialist next week, who deals with women with, like, chronic conditions and pain conditions that have things wrong with them that are pregnant. My doctor is very, very, like, she knows a lot about fibro for being just an OBGYN, but she's also a high-risk doctor. But this doctor works with women with medical conditions like that and is a little more knowledgeable. So I'll be going to see him next week, and I think that's pretty much it. So I am, before I started this video, I tried to do my belly shot so I wouldn't forget it. And I am kind of swimming in this shirt that I bought because, like I said, I've lost weight and didn't really, I don't know. It's just like, it's hard and I don't want to go upstairs and change outfits. So I could not get a good shot of my bump. So what I'm gonna do is insert a picture that I took last week of my bump, especially right after I ate, and I'll insert it here. So that was at 24 weeks, and I just ate and my shirt was all tight, and I'm pretty sure it was 24 weeks, and that's my baby bump right now. So yeah, I'll show you next week. I'll wear some the next bump date, I'll wear something tighter. I'll remember to do that, but right now I'm filming downstairs and I don't have the breath in me to climb the stairs and change outfits just to do that shot. So yeah, anyways, I hope you enjoyed this bump date, and I will see you later. Bye.